Well, she's the green giant of recycling and reforestation, and having served as a British Columbia MLA and now as a Liberal MP, she just might have the stuff to take a run against the Justin Juggernaut. Before the MP's break week, I had a chance to speak to Joyce Murray, this week's Common Folk Profile. Okay, Joyce Murray. Elizabeth May's got nothing on you in terms of green, environmentalism, and all that stuff. 1 billion trees you've planted over the last, what, 30 years or so? Tell us about that.
Well, not me personally, Don. I mean, a lot
hard
of,
on the back if you do. Yeah,
a lot of tree planters across Canada that worked for the company that Dirk and I incorporated in the 70s.
Dirk's your husband, right? Okay.
Yes, yes, my husband. But I can tell you, I planted 500,000 of those personally, hands in the dirt on the mountainsides of British Columbia and in Alberta. So I call myself a down-to-earth politician.
Try and scope. What's 1 billion trees? How big would that be? I don't even know what how many trees would be across the river here.
Well,
but
1 billion trees would be a swath around the earth of forest about 400 meters wide.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And these all evergreen, or are they deciduous, or what are they?
Well, it depends on the ecosystem that you plant them in. And that's one of the things that that Dirk and I pushed for over the course of our building this business, is to lobby governments to make sure that reforestation was more ecological and that harvesting actually was more sustainable.
So why did you give up such a worthy cause to get into this political game?
Well, because we had some trouble in British Columbia, actually. We had an NDP government in the 1990s for 10 years, and British Columbia was the worst performing economy in Canada by the end of that. So, and I have 3 children. So I was moved by the argument that as we increase our debt, are we expecting my kids and their generation to pay off the excesses that we've allowed to happen? And I felt that that was completely inappropriate and unfair. So I joined a party that said we will eliminate the deficit and we will stop spending beyond our means. So that was one reason, and I have another reason too.
Well, go ahead. Is it environmental?
Well, it is environmental. So I saw some bad public policy with respect to the environment. And I did an MBA that focused on environmental policy. So I wanted to contribute my conviction that we can have both business and the environment do the right thing to protect and restore the environment while having a thriving economy.
What slays me a little bit is BC introduced the carbon tax. And it's hailed around the world as the right way to go and a big success, yet in the House of Commons, carbon tax is almost an obscenity. Is it or isn't it? Bad news.
No, it's not bad news. Actually, we have to put a price on carbon. And I think what you're seeing in Parliament with the leader of the official opposition, Tom Mulcair, and the Prime Minister having the charade about carbon taxes, that symbolizes to me the kind of debasement of our democracy that's happening in Canada. And to me, that is a key thing that we have to address, because they are not telling the truth on these issues. They are not telling the truth that if we don't put a price on carbon, we are going to have increasing risks through tariff measures that are already happening.
Right.
And we're going to lose the opportunities of the 21st century economy that will be based on solving these big challenges.
Yes, it's a taxing situation, all right. Well, I want to ask you quickly, you're an expert on sort of renewal and recycling as well. We didn't get into that, but can you recycle and renew the BC Liberal Party and the Federal Liberal Party? You got your challenges on both fronts.
Well, that is a tall task that you're proposing for me here, Don.
I'm asking you. You're the expert on renewal and recycling.
Well, I have confidence in people in British Columbia to decide what's right for them in the next election. I mean, of course, I was part of a BC Liberal government, and I think the government did some very good things for the province. Its economy came back and has been thriving, as you know. And you mentioned the climate change program that is seen as a model around the world. So it will be for the BC Liberals to find a way to get a 4th mandate, very, very difficult, as you know, in any jurisdiction. So I think timing may be against them.
Let's talk federally, because your name has kicked around as a possible leadership candidate. How realistic is that?
Well, I think it's very realistic, Don. So
Justin Trudeau doesn't scare you?
Well, Justin is bringing a lot of attention and interest to this race, but what people are going to be looking at, I think a lot of people are going to be saying that we have an incredible erosion of our democracy, and we have an undermining of our social safety net, and frankly, the economy is muddling along and it's not doing that well. So there are a lot of people that are intensely interested in making sure that Stephen Harper does not get back into the Prime Minister's chair, because he's bad for Canada. And so it's going to take hard work to do that. It's going to take experience, and I bring a tried and true experience in delivering in business and in government.
Oh, is this a declaration, Joyce Murray, I hear now?
This is a little roundup of my strengths, Don.
Okay, well, aside from the fact that you might be the next Liberal leader, what's something that people don't know about you that would find kind of uniquely interesting?
Most people don't know that I spent much of the summer of my 21st birthday creating a street theater and juggling show and performing it on the beaches and parks of Europe.
You know how to juggle?
Yes, I do.
You have a candidate. You are a good possibility for leadership if you can do that.
It's a real strength.
Oh, we have to get video of that to show with this segment. All right, Joyce Murray, thanks very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
That.
Thanks,
Good luck
Don.
with the leadership race.
Well, I have not committed to that. I am securing the support that I would need to be able to run.
Now we're starting the campaign right now. Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Don.
Well, that's all for Power Play today. You're caught up on everything that's happening on Parliament Hill. We're back here tomorrow, same time and same place on the dial. We leave you now with visuals of the Order of Canada.